it's a survival instinct that I think the whole group has. I mean, if I suddenly left, they just replace me, you know. Not easy to replace me, you know.
Whoever was going to fill those shoes arguably were the toughest shoes possibly in the world to fill.
Go house lights, go house lights.
Okay, let's do it. Have a good one.
Andy, the band is walking. Band are walking, band are walking.
It's just pure chance that we came by Adam Lambert.
Suddenly you think we could do the old arenas that we used to do, and we now have somebody who can act as a focus and a channel.
For them to have found a way to do it without Freddie, it seems like something superhuman, but it was right there, just as riveting as it ever was. Listen, we made a film about a gay man, an immigrant who lived his life just unapologetically himself. We're longing for stories like this. There is just a pure majesty to their music that hits you right at your core, and it means so much to each person in the most unique way.
There's no other band like them. They're the soundtrack to my life. I think this day and age, they're such an important band to listen to. I still think they're the best rock and roll band of all time. I mean, I don't think there's a better band.
They're up there as one of the greatest bands in the world.
She keeps a Moet Chandon in a pretty cabinet. Every case, she says, just like Marie Antoinette.
The Queen covered more ground than anyone. They just did. They can play hard rock. They can play weird opera songs. They can do gospel. They can do sort of disco funk songs.
In the 80s, Queen were huge in America. The Peak was Another One Bites the Dust, which was their biggest hit in America.
Live, they're just unbeatable. Obviously, the proof was Live Aid.
Everyone stopped what they were doing to watch Live Aid. We were not leaving the room. It was the youth culture event of the 1980s.
I think there are only so few that knew how to play to an audience of millions, and in that moment, billions. On that day in Wembley, in '85, everyone got to see what they could do collectively.
Never hear anybody say, gee, wouldn't it be great if Queen did a club? No. You would miss that ensemble feeling that you have being part of this living force.
They were spectacular. They made big, fat hits. Queen was supposed to be plugged in and loud.
That was probably one of the all-time great performances ever, I would say. It was quite unbelievable.
I mean, they kicked everyone's ass. They kicked Led Zeppelin's ass. They kicked Phil Collins' ass. So sorry for all of you. They kicked the Who's ass. Sorry, love the Who. They kicked everyone's ass.
After Live Aid, there was nothing going to stop them. The world was theirs. And they really could have gone anywhere with it, had it not been for the fact that it kind of coincided with Fred's illness.
Freddie Mercury died last night of AIDS. There's been tributes to his talent and his courage from friends and from fans.
He only admitted publicly that he had AIDS the day before he died, when he also appealed to his fans to help combat the disease.
I can only imagine how difficult it was for Freddie in a time where having AIDS was looked at as something almost evil.
When you lose one of your heroes, somebody of such magnitude as Fred, it rips you to the core. It was heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking.
I mean, I remember when Freddie died, a lot of people sort of just being like, you're not going to be able to overcome this tragedy. You're not going to be able to recapture any of the old magic. You're not going to find someone who can front a band like Queen.
The idea that Queen could have continued without Freddie Mercury? No way. No way. You'd say, knee jerk. No way. And yet here we are.
It wasn't until this young man appeared, I call him the gift from God. Adam, we didn't ask for him, we didn't look for him, we didn't have a recipe book or whatever with bullet points. He just turned up, and he could do everything. I can't imagine what it would be like to go through what they went through and lose a band member, but his story needed to carry on, and they needed to carry on Queen to honor Freddie. The fact that Queen are having such a whole new resurgence because of both Adam and the movie is like, it's one of the greatest comeback stories of all time.